Traffic Court. This is part of an informational video series produced by CHS. This video is intended for informational and learning purposes only and shall not be construed as legal advice. CHS is not liable for any misuse of information. What to do if you receive a traffic ticket. All traffic violations are divided into two categories. The difference is that some violations require a court appearance, while others do not require a court appearance. How do you know what to do? The issuing police officer will designate on the ticket. Check your ticket carefully. The ticket will state that either you must mail or log on to the website, or you must appear in court. A ticket marked "You must mail or log on to the website" or "No court appearance is required" is issued for a violation that does not require a court appearance and is punishable by a fee only. You must choose one of the following three options. A. Plead guilty, pay the fine, and receive a conviction. B. Plead guilty, pay the fine, go to traffic school, and avoid receiving a conviction. C. Plead not guilty and ask for a court date. A ticket marked "You must appear" or "Court appearance required" is issued for a violation for which the violator must appear in court on the date and time indicated. The Illinois Supreme Court requires individuals cited for violations which create a great potential for harm to appear in court. These cases are scheduled by the issuing officer in accordance with Supreme Court Rule 504 and must not be less than 14 days, but within 16 days of the ticket being issued. Traffic violations requiring a court appearance are distinguished in the following ways: those for which the only punishment is a fine, and those for which the punishment could be a jail sentence. Traffic violations that result in a jail sentence are known as misdemeanors. The court processes misdemeanor traffic violations and other traffic violations differently. What are the penalties? Traffic violations range in seriousness from a $100 fine for a parking violation to serious violations resulting in death, and has a possible prison sentence of 10 years or more. The penalties for all violations are set by the state, county, or municipal government. Violations established by court or municipal governments are contained in ordinances. These are called quasi-criminal offenses. If a person is found guilty of violating an ordinance, the penalty could be a fine or a jail sentence. Violations of state laws are classified as either petty offenses, business offenses, misdemeanor or felony offenses, which is classified in three parts: A, B, and C. Petty offense examples include speeding, disobeying a red light. The punishment is by fine and ranges from $1 to $1,000. Business offense examples include driving without insurance, which is punished by a fine set up by a law creating each offense. Misdemeanor categories are in Class A, B, and C, and we'll explain more on the next slide. Class A misdemeanor is the most serious of the three. Examples include driving under the influence, driving on a suspended or revoked license, or speeding 40 or more miles per hour over the speed limit. This is punishable by jail up to 1 year or a fine of $1 up to $2,500 or both. Class B misdemeanor examples include advertising or distributing information or material that promotes the selling or giving of a fraudulent license or permit. Speeding 30 or more miles over the posted speed limit. Class B is punishable by jail up to 6 months or a fine ranging from $1 to $1,500 or both. Class C misdemeanor examples include intentionally damaging or removing an official traffic sign. This is punishable by jail up to 30 days or a fine ranging from $1 to $1,500 or both. If a driver has been convicted within a 12-month period of 3 moving violations, which include both petty and serious offenses, the Illinois Secretary of State has the power to suspend his or her driving privileges for up to 6 months. How do I know if my ticket is a minor or misdemeanor traffic offense? Minor traffic offenses are those punishable by fine that require a court appearance. The following is a list of the most frequently cited violations: failing to secure a child in a moving vehicle, driving without a license or permit, driving an uninsured vehicle, passing a school bus while children are loading or unloading, speeding over the limit but under 25 miles per hour, speeding in a school zone when children are present, speeding in a construction zone when workers are present, violation of cruising zones, using an alley as a through street in violation of signs, failing to yield to an emergency vehicle. Minor traffic tickets show the date for trial. Traffic violations classified as misdemeanors can be punishable by a fine, a jail sentence, or both. Persons charged with such offenses should consult an attorney immediately. The following is a list of the most commonly prosecuted misdemeanor traffic offenses: driving under the influence, DUI, driving on a suspended or revoked license, speeding 26 miles per hour or more in excess of the posted speed limit, drag racing, reckless driving, leaving the scene of a property damage accident, fleeing or attempting to elude the police, driving a commercial vehicle while license is suspended, revoked, or the driver has been placed out of service, a Class A or Class B misdemeanor. The initial court date for a traffic violation classified as a misdemeanor is an arraignment date. This is not a trial date. Persons charged with a misdemeanor should appear in court with an attorney. Can I ask for an order of supervision? Yes. Many people who receive a traffic ticket come to court and request an order of supervision. This is authorized for traffic violations that are punishable by fine only. However, the judge may not grant supervision in the following cases: speeding in a construction or school zone and creating a potentially hazardous for workers or school children, passing a school bus while children are loading or unloading, second violation for driving without insurance, second violation of displaying false evidence of insurance, second violation of driving with registration suspended due to an insurance violation, certain offenses relating to truck weight and regulations. When a judge grants an order of supervision, either payment of a fine or attendance at traffic school, or both, is usually required. If a person fails to comply, a judgment of conviction can be entered and additional fines and costs can be imposed. A person is placed on supervision under the court's jurisdiction for 4 months. If no further violations occur during that time, the case will be dismissed. However, if the court is notified of a violation, a hearing will be scheduled. If the prosecutor proves that the violation occurred, the court can impose any sanction for offense that the law allows. You have rights. The following rights are applicable to defendants in all traffic cases. You have a right to know the charge. Every person receiving a traffic ticket is entitled to receive a copy of the charge in writing. The ticket must contain the following information: name of the accused, nature of the charge, statute or ordinance alleged to be violated, date and time and location of the alleged violation. You have a right to know the penalty. Every person charged with a violation has a right to know the penalty of the alleged violation. You have a right to an attorney. Every person charged with a traffic violation has the right to be represented by an attorney of his or her own choice. Right to a jury trial. Persons charged with a violation in the state of Illinois law have a constitutional right to trial by jury. Ordinance violations punishable by fine only will be heard by a jury in cases where the defendant files a jury demand and pays a non-refundable $100 jury fee on or before the first court date. You have a right of confrontation. Every person accused of a violation has the right to have witnesses brought to court to testify in his or her presence. You have a right to remain silent. Every person has the right to say nothing and require the prosecutor to prove the charges. You have a right to an appeal. Every person found guilty of a traffic violation has the right to an appeal to the appellate court. An appeal is not a retrial. New evidence, such as testimony, photographs, diagrams, and other exhibits not produced at the time of the original trial, cannot be given to the appellate court. The appellate court can only review evidence given to the trial judge. The CHS Community Outreach and Advocacy Program is here to help. Contact us at any time through email, video phone, or text. Our information is on the screen.